Welcome to the CACFP training for ACAW vended sites. What is the CACFP? Started by Congress in 1968, the federal program is an expansion of the National School Lunch Program. It was created in response to the need for sound nutrition for children in economically depressed areas. It has grown to include the provision of meals to children in most all child care settings. In this training, we will take a deeper look into the income and enrollment forms, record keeping and meal service, meal pattern requirements, and monitoring. Child Care Resources provides all of our centers with the state-of-the-art software, Minute Menu. Please be sure that you've received your credentials so you can begin to log in and experience Minute Menu for yourself. Please follow the few steps below to log in and download Minute Menu. When you first log on to Minute Menu, you should check your child roster to see if any new children should be enrolled or if there are any children on the roster who are no longer coming. To check, you need to go to the Reports on the toolbar, then find Children, and then Child Roster. Now that we've logged into Minute Menu and pulled up our child roster, let's see if we can find any children with a P next to their name. If you find any children with a P next to their name, this means that we do not have their form on file or that their form has expired. It's important that all children that are enrolled at your center have a current income and enrollment form on file. The information found on the child roster should be kept private at all times. The following forms are critical in the CACFP. The income and enrollment forms must be completed annually by all enrolled participants, parents, and/or guardians. Your infant enrollment forms are required for all children 12 months and younger. This form determines whether a parent wants to provide breast milk, provide their own formula, or elect for their child to receive the iron-fortified formula provided by the center. The CACFP enrollment packet must be provided to all parents and guardians of newly enrolled children and distributed annually on September 1st to all parents and guardians of enrolled children. Each day, you must record attendance and meal counts on the required forms. You can print the weekly attendance and meal count worksheet by following these simple steps. It is important that you complete your attendance and meal count worksheets at the point of service. The person responsible for serving meals, most often the teachers, must fill out the attendance and meal count worksheets at the point of service or while the children are eating. These records may not be filled out at nap time, the end of the day, or ahead of time. To complete your attendance and meal count worksheets accurately, please follow these 7 easy steps. The attendance must be marked if the child is present during any meal service. Meal counts must be recorded at the point of service. Use only dark pens, no pencils. Make neat, dark, black X's in the center of the box, making sure to stay within the lines. For a new child, or if a child is eating in a different classroom and is not listed on the worksheet of the classroom the child is eating in, simply neatly write their first and last name by hand on the next available row. To make corrections, use whiteout only, no stray marks. Sign and date the worksheet at the end of the week before submitting. There are 2 types of point of service, unitized and family style. With unitized, meal counts must be marked as each child is served their entire meal, including the milk. Meal counts must be completed during meal service, not before or after meal service. When choosing to serve meals using family style, meal counts must be marked once all the creditable items in the correct quantity are on the table. Children can serve themselves or have assistance from teachers. It is important that you stick to your meal schedule. Additional meal service may be added once approved by the sponsor. You will need to notify Child Care Resources of any mealtime changes before they occur. Do not serve meals before the start of your mealtime, and complete meal counts at the point of service during your scheduled mealtime. Well, how much do I serve? Let's take a closer look at the meal patterns in the CACFP. A meal pattern is a set of food components, food items, and minimum quantities required for breakfast, lunch, supper, or snack for a specific age group of children. The age groups are designed to reflect the differing nutritional needs of children. For children ages 1 through 12 years old, the CACFP meal pattern is divided into these age groups: ages 1 through 2 years, ages 3 through 5 years, and ages 6 through 12 years. But don't worry, the serving size for each age group is posted on the lids of your food pans. There are 5 meal components in the CACFP: fruits, vegetables, grains, and meat alternates, as well as milk. Water is not a meal component but must always be readily available. Let's take a closer look at the milk requirements. Unflavored whole milk must be served to 1-year-olds. Unflavored low-fat or fat-free milk must be served to children 2 through 5 years. Unflavored low-fat, unflavored fat-free, or flavored fat-free milk must be served to children 6 years old and older. Milk substitutions are allowed for non-disability medical or special dietary need. Medical statement is not required if nutritionally equivalent to cow's milk. The request must be made in writing. A medical statement is required when a disability requires a non-dairy beverage that is not nutritionally equivalent to cow's milk. Please keep in mind that a medical statement is required for any medical disability that takes the child out of the required CACFP meal pattern. Let's take a closer look at the breakfast meal components. A CACFP breakfast should consist of milk, vegetables, fruit or both, and grains. Meat and meat alternates may be used to substitute the entire grain component a maximum of 3 times per week. Please be sure to stay within the breakfast meal patterns when serving breakfast. Lunch and supper contain all 5 CACFP meal components. Water is not a meal component but must always be readily available. Your lunch and supper meal components will consist of milk, meat and meat alternates, vegetables, fruit, and grains. Your vendor may send you out 2 different vegetables instead of a vegetable and a fruit. Again, please remember that the serving sizes are inside of the lids of all of your meal containers, so check them out if you forget how much to serve. Finally, your snack components consist of 2 out of the 5 meal components. Again, water is not a meal component but must always be readily available. Take a second to take a closer look at the snack meal pattern. If your center enrolls children under the age of 12 months, take a closer look at the infant meal pattern. ACAW will ensure that you will receive all components required to serve infants breakfast, lunch, supper, and snack. If your center enrolls infants, please keep in mind that infants eat on demand and are not required to follow meal times. Also, meal counts must be completed for infants. If your center has infants enrolled, you must have an infant formula choice form completed for all children under the age of 12 months. Nursing mothers may breastfeed in center if center is equipped with a lactation station. ACAW will deliver meals fresh daily. Take the meals out of the container, check meals against the menu, note any menu substitution on the substitution ledger, log temperature, and sign delivery ticket. File the delivery ticket in a safe place. If you notice any errors or missing items, please call ACAW right away at 1-888-245-1517, extension number 1. Every month, your vendor, ACAW, will provide you with a monthly menu. Please be sure to post your monthly menu in your center. If for any reason you need an additional menu, look to your CACFP poster and use the QR code to print a new menu. Following food safety and sanitation in the CACFP is of the utmost importance. Please be sure to practice good personal hygiene and make sure that you clean all areas in the center. Make sure that foods that are hot are kept hot and foods that should be cold are kept cold. In order to ensure that your center is following all of the CACFP rules and regulations, your center will be visited at least 3 times a year by a Child Care Resources field monitor. When Child Care Resources visits your site, we're there to make sure that all the components are present for each meal. We want to make sure that the right quantities are present and served for each child, and that everyone is provided a meal regardless of their status. We also want to make sure that meals are being recorded at the point of service. We'll look to see that your menu is posted and that your Building for the Future and Justice for All poster are displayed. However, you will receive a poster that will contain all of this information. Besides Child Care Resources staff, federal or state employees may visit your site to verify meals and records. Every center participating in the CACFP must display the Injustice for All poster in a prominent location within their center. This poster is issued by the USDA and has the Civil Rights Statement, which outlines the protected class. The Building for the Future poster lets your parents know that you participate in the CACFP. This poster must be displayed in a conspicuous place within your center. The Building for the Future flyer must be distributed to all parents and guardians and can be found in your enrollment packet. Your attendance and meal count worksheets will be collected monthly by your monitor. Please provide your monitor with the original attendance and meal count worksheets and copies of your menu substitution ledger, delivery tickets, and new income and enrollment forms. Thank you for watching the CACFP training for ACAW vended sites. If you have any questions or concerns or would like to reach Thea Gary, Justin Curtis, or Angela Johnson, please call 855-427-2888. We're happy to help you.